Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I am going to build everything right here in front of you, not in high speed, except for some parts I will do in high speed because it gets a little bit repetitive, and so I'll explain what I'm doing and then I'll speed up the video and then continue on with the build. So what I'm doing today is kind of a special build. It was, I figured out I wanted to do it last night, and I came up with an idea in my head, and I already cut all my wood out for this particular build. I'm using 1x3s, 1x2s, and some leftover cedar 6-inch, which is actually 5.5-inch planks that I had for the fencing that I did with the tall planter builds. And so I'm going to build a patio cooler outside. So I have this cooler that has been sitting up in our attic for, I don't know, a couple years now. We have 2 of them and don't know what to do with them because don't need coolers on the boat because we have coolers on the boat, and we don't really entertain outside. But now that I'm building more outdoor furniture for our patio, I thought it would be nice to have a coffee table with a built-in cooler on the inside. And I've seen these coolers online, and I see that they're really tall and stuff like that. But this one, I kind of wanted to have it kind of not out of the way, but functional. So it'll be a coffee table for this other build that I'm doing that I'll be showing you sometime next week. And it'd be nice for it to double as a cooler / table. So we're about to build that right now. Again, I have everything cut out already. Now all we're going to do is just put it together. It's pretty simple. So let's go ahead and start this build. And this build is really customizable, so you can make it as big or tall as you want. I'm making this one about 16 inches tall, maybe 17 inches tall. And it's all based on the size of the cooler. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Last night I did build a frame for the lid. So the lid of the cooler is going to fit inside the table, so you can actually remove the entire top of the table to access the cooler below. I may in the future add hinges, but as of right now, this is just going to be a pick up and remove. I also have it where you can actually remove the cooler completely. So I could just pop out the top, and I can remove the cooler and use the table for storage if I wanted to. So I'm not going to drill into the cooler top itself. It just pretty much fits in snugly right here. So I built that last night, and that's what started the whole how I'm going to build the frame around it. It's a small Coleman cooler. I unhinged the top from the base, which is right here, and I also took off the handles. So as you can tell, it's not huge, but it will hold whatever you want to put in here, drinks or snacks or whatever you want when you're entertaining outside. So that's what I'm using. So again, I built the top, and now I'm going to build the frame around this base. So I'm going to keep this in here. I do have a top for this. You're not going to see this part of the cooler top. I have a actual top that it's down here right now. It's gluing up and getting set because it doesn't have any screws on it because they're made by 1x3s. So it's probably going to be screwed into the top of this, but that's about it. So it'll be easy to lift and move aside and then put it back in. So the cooler is going to set in to the table. The cooler top is going to set into the table. So again, I'm going to go ahead and apologize right in advance that this is going to be blooper riddled video. It's going to be me building, not from plans, but from something that's in my head, and hopefully it'll work. So let's get started. I said that a couple times, but let's get started. So again, I already have everything all cut out. I got the legs already done. And for the legs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make an L position with the 1x3 and the 1x2 to give it some structure. Okay, so the legs are going to look like kind of like that. And to cover the cooler itself, like I said, I cut out some cedar planking, and I've already ran all these planks through my planer to get all that grimy, not grimy, but the rough part off. So all I have to do is just kind of pop that in place. Pop that in place, and then just staple everything together. Well, I'm gonna screw it because I don't know how heavy the cooler would be once the ice and everything is added into it. So let's go ahead and build the legs. All right, so again, I have to be careful because with the new microphone situation, I do have a pretty long cord, but it is also attached to my phone so you can hear me. So I kind of have it rigged where if I accidentally jerk off, if I accidentally move too fast and the microphone goes with me, the camera won't go with me. So we're going from there. So if you see me moving around weird, it's because I got this microphone on me. All right, so I'm gonna go and grab my nail gun. Yeah, that's what it is, nail gun. All right, so my nail gun's here. Whenever the nail, the compressor, air compressor starts losing power, it'll kick on. So I will definitely be muting that so you guys don't have to hear that awful noise. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my glue. All right, building legs, pretty simple. We're doing an L shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the glue in, glue down. Okay. And go ahead and attach it, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna grab my grips, kind of hold it in place. Now everything is cut exactly the same. I just put everything on a setting and just cut everything out, and so hopefully this will work out perfectly. So cross your fingers. All right, let's go ahead and start. It's one now. So right now I'm just gonna put a few nails in it so I can take off the grips and then just go ahead and finish up nailing the legs. I'll go ahead and tell you a story about my nail gun. This is, never be scared of your tools, but always be aware of your tools. One day I was building, when I first started actually building structures, I was holding a piece and I shot a nail through the piece, and it was a 2-inch nail. And if you know anything about 2-inch brad nails, they kind of go crazy, especially when you have a lot of power going behind it. And that thing went through the wood and through my hand and caught me right there. So I'm not scared of my nail gun, but I am aware of my nail gun, and I do get a little bit of anxiety when I'm using it, but for the most part, it's okay. All right, so get a few more nails in here. I'm all about using more than less, all because I'm not a professional builder, and I just don't want things to break. So, all right, so there's the first leg. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the last 3. So I'm gonna speed up the video now. Okay, sorry about that. I had to wait for the air compressor to turn off so I can start talking again. So the legs are built. Like I said, very simple. Couple brad nails and some wood glue for waterproof outdoor stuff. So it's great. Okay, so from here, we can pretty much start assembling everything else. So I'm gonna grab the lid. Okay, and go ahead and set my legs to where they need to be. And also, like I said, I came up with this last night and I started thinking that tapered planter box that I made 2 weeks ago, it's pretty much the same idea of how I'm building this one, because everything is just going to be, you know, tacked into the legs pretty much as it is, and that will hopefully secure everything. And then I'll put the base pieces. So these are going to go right here to give it a little bit more support, to make it more sturdy, and it's going to be on both sides. And then I'll put the slats across, which I haven't cut those out yet because I forgot to do it. So I'll put the slats going this way, and that'll hold the cooler into the stand. Okay, so let me go ahead and got my little cedar planks. And by the way, these little cedar fencings, once you plane them and get them, you know, all nice and pretty, these are gorgeous pieces of wood. I have a sample of what it looks like before I planed it. So here's an old leftover piece and there's a brand new piece. So I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but that looks way better. So cedar planking for the win. All right, so all these are cut to length. So I just need to, let me double check though, because you know me, I just don't like cutting things properly the first time. See? Looky there. All right, so we are cooking with grease. This is working. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark the base where, oops, where the cedar posts are gonna go. Or cedar fencing post. Cedar fencing is what it's called. All right, so that's done. All right, so I'm also gonna tell you guys that we're gonna see the outcome together, because I don't really know if this is gonna work. But hey, if you don't try it, you'll never know. So we're gonna do that. All right, so all right, that looks good. Make sure this one's here. All right. That looks good. And then the brace for the bottom is going right here. So far, so good. So let's go ahead and glue down the planks and then nail them in. So let's go ahead and do that. Do. Oh God, I hope this works, because I just hope this works. I am a credit analyst by day and a amateur woodworker by night and the weekends when I have the time. So let's just hope this works. So far so good though. Put a little bit more glue down here for these bad boys. Yeah. All right. So the 1x3s that I'm putting at the bottom, I'm actually going to screw those into the frame or the legs, because that's where I really need the support. So I'm going to go ahead and tack them down first, and then I'll screw it in. But let's just go ahead and build these first. So I'm going ahead and, as you can see what I did. So I took the legs and I marked where the cedar planks needed to start. And then I know by just measuring earlier that I needed 2 cedar planks and this 1x3 to actually cover this cooler right here. So this is going to be awesome. So, all right, let's go. I'm going to speed up the video. Okay, so I just realized that these brad nails are a little too long to go right here. So I need to switch out, and my nails are over there and I'm attached to this. So 2 seconds. Okay, so we're back and I have some smaller nails. So I'm going to make sure this one wasn't too bad. Yeah, that was bad. All right, so lesson learned. Make sure you use proper size nails when you're doing this. So make sure this is back to where it needs to be. Move this over and finish up. Okay, now that the compressor turned off again, I have a really tiny compressor, but I have a tiny shop, so it's perfect. So yeah, so I don't know if you can tell, but there's those nails protruding out the other side because I used the wrong size. But you see this size is perfect. So this is not too bad. That's okay. I gotta sand these little prickly parts off, and then I may go in and kind of hammer, take a pick and kind of hammer these in a little bit so they're not protruding as much, and then I'll sand it and everything, and once I sand it you probably won't see it. So yep, so here's one side. Looks pretty good. Yep. And this is the inside. Here's the outside. So I'm gonna make one more of these, and then I'll do the side rails, and then we're almost done. So, all right, so I'm gonna speed up the video. Okay, so the 2 sides are done. Now we're ready to do the opposite sides. But before we do that, I want to make sure everything's fitting perfectly. So go ahead and grab my lid again and see how this looks. So, oop, upside down. All right, so, ooh, it's gonna be a nice snug fit. Just wonderful. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm pretty much awesome. I'm go ahead. Other than dropping things a lot, I'm pretty awesome. Okay. So, I'm gonna go ahead and show this to you because I'm quite proud of myself. See? So it sits perfectly flush. The lid fits perfectly flush with the base, and then when I put the top on, you wouldn't even know. I mean, you would know it's something. You know it would look like storage, but I mean, it fits. I'm so excited. So let's go ahead and put the lid in. All right, so lid's in. Let's go ahead and put the cooler down in here. All right, so you cannot see the cooler, which is great. So now, ooh, ha! Yeah, don't fling your wood around. So yeah, so this, once I cut these pieces, these will go underneath, and this board will attach to the baseboards that are gonna be screwed into the legs, and that'll give it the stability it needs to keep the cooler from falling down. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna do 2 slats or 3. I might just go ahead and do 3 just because I'm paranoid that my builds will fall apart. So, but as of right now, this is looking fabulous. And where's the other legs? Okay, the other legs here will go in like this. And I'm telling you, I did pretty awesome on these cuts because these are some tight, these are some tight fits, which hopefully will be okay because our humidity is awful and I forgot about wood expanding and contracting, expanding, contract. So hopefully it works. So I might, when I put these down in, and I don't think I took account for this stupid handle piece right here. So these little handle thingies stick out a little bit. So maybe I could, instead of putting these exactly right, oh no, I can't. I can't do that. All right, so I might have to cut these off because right now my sideboards are not fitting properly. They get stuck on that thing. So I need to get rid of that. All right, so with that said, I am gonna pause the video to do that because you don't really need to see it. I'm gonna just take my Dremel tool to it and just kind of saw it off. And once that is done, I will come back and we will finish up the sides and put the main screws in and hopefully be done with this project. So stay tuned. All right, and we are back. Instead of using my Dremel tool, I used this awesome razor saw that I got on Amazon. I will actually put a link in the description for this particular saw. I absolutely love it. This thing cuts through wood like butter, and it cuts through coolers like, I don't know, like cutting through air. I mean, it's so simple. I love it. Oh, by the way, this video is not sponsored by Wen, by Tidal Bond, or Diet Dr. Pepper, but it would be awesome if it was, but it's not. So I just like using these products. So with that said, let's go ahead and finish up the sides of the cooler table, and let me stop flinging this around because that's very dangerous. And these are very sharp. So I'm gonna take a sip. The nectar of the gods, that was so good. Okay, so yeah, so as you can tell, I cut down the little doodads right here from the handle to make it fit, and we're gonna go ahead and see if it does. I got my screws all ready for, oh, I really need a thingy. Okay, so I'll put those right there. All right, let's go see if it fits. Okay, so, there, it's over here. If my head was not attached to my body, people, I would not know where anything is. And I'm pretty good at finding stuff. It's very weird. So, okay. So here's that. Here's, oops, wrong side. I guess it really doesn't matter. There's that. Okay. Here is this. Ooh, a little nice tight fit. All right, so there's that. I'm actually really, really, really proud of myself that this actually fits properly. I am not the best at doing this stuff, so it makes me super happy. Okay, so those are back on. Now let's see if the cedar slats can fit through without hitting. Ta-da! Success. All right, so now, with that being successful, I can go ahead and attach the side planks. So I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble this and speed up the video and get that side done and then get the other side done. So let's continue. Okay, so I'm going to stop really quickly because, not stop, but recess because I cut these boards a little too short. So I want to make sure everything still fits. So we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and put this lid back down and build with the lid attached to the base so I can make sure it fits. You know, gravity is your friend, and I could just take these bad boys and set it up like this, because I'm not the smartest cookie in the bunch, but I always figure it out, because that's half the fun. All right, so hope you guys can still see. Well, you can't see what I'm doing, but I sat it on its side, and I'm going to make sure that everything is straight and squared and not cattywampus or anything like that before I nail down these boards. Which so far so good. All right, time to nail. I'm gonna speed up the video again. Okay, so I should have just listened to my, I don't know. I forgot that I cut these baseboards exactly perfectly, so I could have just actually just nailed those in place and then put the sideboards on, but I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this up. All right, so, oh, that's tight. Oh my God, this is gonna be so problematic when it starts expanding. All right, so, yeah, pop the top off right there. Let me go ahead and finish screwing these nailing these last boards that I couldn't actually access real quick. Whew, this is the scary part. Never fear your tools or they will bite you. All right, let's see if I can do this left-handed. Haha, all right, so the cedar boards are nailed in. What I'm gonna do now is go ahead and put some screws into the base right here. And then I can cut the side, the bottom pieces down on for the base so the cooler can sit on it, and then attach the top to the frame of the top to the actual tabletop, and then this build will pretty much be done. I may need to do a little bit more strengthening to this the tabletop part because it's only being held together by glue, and I don't think that's good. So I might build a frame around it. But we shall see. All right, so I'm gonna go get my screwdriver. And yes, I use 2 drills, even though this is, the tip is interchangeable, like that. You know what? No, I'm gonna use 1 this time, but when I'm using 2x4s, I use this hammer drill or impact drill, whatever you wanna call it, because I don't have enough oomph behind my drilling. So let's go ahead and put this aside. All right, go ahead and do my pallet holes so don't split the wood. All right, so, woo, look at that. I just noticed something. I missed. There's a nail hanging out right here, which means I'm gonna have to cut that bleep off. Try not to curse. So, yeah, cut that off. So that's easy to fix. I'll do that later. So yeah, so here's the base so far. I think it worked. It looks pretty cool. I mean, this is gonna be great for storage. Even if I don't use it with the cooler, this is gonna be a great storage little thingy. Just hopefully, I cut it so perfectly. Everything fits snugly, which is what you want, but it's not what you want when it goes outside and the humidity makes everything go. So, what next? Okay, so I gotta cut the bottom pieces to hold the cooler base right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and find my leftover pieces of wood. And how am I gonna do this? So I wanna do 1 long, or do I wanna do 2 short or 3 short? Or do I want to just do, ooh, more stability. I'm going to cut these pieces and kind of put them in the corner right here, I think. Let me make sure everything fits first, and see how far the cooler sticks out. So, I'm sorry. I know I said it all the time, but oh my God, that perfect fit. I love it. It just makes me so happy. All right, so sorry, I don't know if I hit the mic and that was very loud, but woo. All right. This doesn't work that way. Okay, so what I need to do is, yeah. Excuse me. All right, put the cooler down first, then put on the base like this. Yes, that fits, sort of. All right, that fits. Okay, so no, I can't do that. That option would, yes, give me a little bit more stability, but it would drop the cooler about that much, which means the lid won't fit. So again, everything is built on this lid fitting into the cooler. So I'm going to have to cut these to fit in here and then tack them or screw them in and then cover up the holes, because I really don't want to see holes on the outside. So I'm going to have to do all that. So I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to go ahead and measure and cut the wood, and then we'll screw it in and take a look at the top. So hold that thought. Okay, so I cut the bottom boards and let's go ahead and put them on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these in first, like glue them, and then tack them in with some brad nails just to hold it in place so I can remove, so I can start, just so I can have them where they need to be. I'm trying to be not so long-winded in this video because it's already going to be a very long video, and if you're still here at this point in the video, thank you very much for watching. I'm trying to do a little bit better at showing what actual DIY is, and if you have any questions, definitely ask them below. And if it's easier for me to show you how to build something not in super fast speed, but to get the build done, it's easier to do it that way. This way you can actually see where me actually physically doing it, so hope it helps. So anyways, with that said, try not to be long-winded. Let's go ahead and glue these into place and tack them into place. I'm going to use the longer nails for this because no other reason but because. And a good thing because I think I'm out of the short nails. I have one left in there and it's booger and it doesn't want to come out. So let me get this one nail out real quick. 2x4, where are you? All right, nail gone. Yep, one more. This one came out though. And my dog just left and opened the door, so I'm gonna close it real quick. All right, sorry about that. Okay. Longer brad nails and brad nailer. Go ahead and glue. All right, I'm going to just speed this up because that's what I'm doing. Popping them in there and moving on. All right, so I forgot to plug in my nail compressor, or my air compressor, so that's why I disappeared for a second. So here we go. Those are in. Now I can go ahead and screw them in, which I'm kind of thinking this might be okay Nope, better safe than sorry. I will screw them in eventually because I don't have any screws at hand right now, I don't think. Nope. Nope, no screws. Okay, so that is pretty much the base of the cooler concealer, cooler coffee table, done. I just gotta attach the top to the inner parts that go in here, and then I'll pretty much be done. And then you can sand, stain, seal holes, whatever you want to do, and this is ready to go outside. So let's see if the top fits real quick. Now I did have a little bit of issue with the top. It was lopsided when it was drying, so I had to break it apart and run it through my planer to make everything level. And with this being a pretty decent sized top, I had to split it in half. So it's being re-glued right now, as you can tell. Go ahead and get this bead of glue off. But for the most part, this top is leveled and straight and all one size. So that's good. All right. Let's see how well this fits on here without these grips. Hopefully it's okay. Okay, so this is perfect. So all I have to do is just measure the top to get it perfectly centered, and then I will, not that I really want to do this, but I will take brad nails and go in from the top down into this base right here, and that way it will be secured to the top. I'm not too worried about securing these boards together because, again, I'm going into the base, but I gotta tell you, that wood glue is amazing. Like, it took me a good 10 minutes just to break the boards apart without breaking the boards. So the wood glue together with the boards like this, it made it a super strong bond, which is absolutely amazing. So that's really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these clamps off, and I'm gonna glue down the lid base to this part. All right, and I'm telling you guys, I need a bigger shop, so tell my husband I need a bigger shop. All right. So I got my piece marked. I'm going to glue it, and then we're going to sit it down, and whew. You know, I didn't realize, I didn't check to see what side's the prettier side and what side's the uglier side. So, okay. You know what? Why am I doing that? Oh. Some days, I'm not the smartest cookie. Always make things easier, not harder. And I got a sticker right there, but I can take that off later. Look at that. Put the glue around the frame and put the frame to the tabletop, not vice versa. Okay, so I'm not going to secure the top from underneath. I'm going to do it through here because, I mean, this just makes more sense. All right, so I'm gonna pause the video real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some screws. I'm gonna go ahead and screw this all in, and then when we come back, we'll show you the finished product. All right, so the lid is done. I ran out of screws. So I tried to brad nail the frame to the top, and my 1.5 brad nails was too short, and the 2.5 inch that I have are too long. I don't have any 2 inches. So I had, I countersinked a couple of 1.5 inch screws, wood screws, into the base to attach to the top. And then I ran out. So I need 2 more screws. Might do a 3rd in the middle right here just to give it a little bit more oomph. But for the most part, everything's glued down and now screwed down. So the lid is done and we're ready to see if everything fits. So let me go ahead and move. That's not where that goes, but it's okay. All right, so lid is done. Pop the Coleman lid in. Give it a little bangy bang to fit in there. So that turned out pretty cool. And then we're gonna go ahead and grab the base. We're gonna go ahead and lower the cooler into the base. That fits nice and it's not too snug, so it's easy to pop out, especially when you have to drain the water if you put some ice in it, because there's no drain hole. And then we're going to take the top and set it in. Telling you, nice and snug. Exactly what this is. And this thing's going to be a booger and not want to fit for you. All right, so come on. Now you can do it. You've been fitting all day. You've been fitting, and now you don't want to fit. There you go. Wow. Okay, so I am absolutely proud of myself that I built this in my head with using a couple of ideas from a previous build. And this thing is not heavy because it's made with cedar planking, 1x3s and 1x2s. I will tell you that this cooler coffee table, well, could cost you probably about, in material alone, 20 bucks maybe, I want to say. I used 2 cedar fencing. Okay, this is 16 inches tall, or 17 inches tall, and let's see, how wide is this? 2 feet wide. So 2 feet by 14, we'll go ahead and say 15. 15 inches this way, 2 feet this way, and thought it was 17, almost 18 inches. So 17 3/4 tall is how big this is, because based on the cooler that I was using. So, and man, this can probably double as a seat if you wanted it to. This is really nice. I'm very proud of myself. This turned out really awesome. So again, 2 cedar planking, 2 cedar boards, and probably about 3 1x3x8s, and 2, let's go ahead and say 4 1x3s x8s, and 2 1x2x8s. So that's what it took to build this particular cooler table. It's bowed a little bit, I just saw that. So I think I need to add a little bit more weight to it to make sure the top is firmly down. But anyways, so yeah, here it is. This is the build I did for you live-ish. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. If you are new here, welcome. And I hope you enjoyed this very, very long video. And if you made it to the end, thank you so very much. Hit that like button, put a comment below, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notification bell if you would like some more content like this. And tell me what you think about this video. Again, thank you so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.